What's up guys, Coach Austin Hardy here with Pickleball Playbook. Today we have a super exciting guest on the channel that's gonna be breaking down his serve. You already know who it is, the #1 player in the world, Federico Staksrud. And let me be the first to say that his insights will change the way that you serve, specifically with the amount of power that you can get on the ball, while at the same time increasing your consistency. This is a new series we're doing called Learning from a Pro. If you wanna see more videos just like this, take 10 seconds of your time, hit that subscribe button. My promise to you is that I'll be able to keep creating videos just like this to help you improve your game faster than you ever thought possible. So without further ado, I'm going to turn the time over to Federico. Let's open the playbook.
Hey guys, Federico Staksrud here. I'm going to show you how to serve. First things first, let's talk about the serve. 4 or 5 years ago, when I started playing pickleball, people just tried to put the ball in. Serve was just kind of like a feed. You didn't want to make any damage with the serve. But nowadays, if you do that, then the return is coming super hard. So it's really tough to hit a drop or a drive off a really tough return. So right after we serve, we gotta get ready for the third shot. And a great way to get a good third shot opportunity is by serving big. Okay, so now people are putting a lot of topspin and they're focusing on putting that serve way deep on the baseline. What I think about serving, right, myself might be different to other players, but the thought here is I want to feel like I'm getting under the ball. So I want to feel like my legs and my arms are all under the ball and I'm getting as much topspin as I can. For me, the more important thing about the serve is to get a lot of topspin. When you get a lot of topspin, that ball is bouncing up and that makes it really difficult for the returner to hit and come in through the return, okay? If you see the opponent hitting the return and then moving up, then you have way more time and way more space for your third shot to make it in their feet and then be aggressive with it. So first things first. 2 years ago, I used to serve with my feet wide open like this, so open stance. But I found out that I was losing a lot of power. So now it's a lot about power and spin, right? We want to put spin on the ball. So right now what I'm doing is I'm putting in this position, all right, so close stand, and then I'm trying to get as much rotation as I can with my hips and my legs, okay? This is where I generate the power, in this movement. So kind of like a, you know, bowling or golf swing, you know, you want to try to rotate and then be aggressive with your hips, okay? You know, in pickleball, the rule, paddle has to be down, and that actually helps you a little bit, okay? If you're coming a little bit right here, like over the top of the ball, it's gonna be difficult for you to generate power. So you wanna really get here, and then from here, you're gonna generate the power with your hand, okay? So from here, close stand, accelerate, okay? And I wanna, when I'm practicing the serve, when I'm doing baskets of serve, I wanna test myself, okay, how high and how up can I go to make that ball in, right? If I'm here, I'm gonna be testing, okay, let's try to go aggressive high, right? All right, that was a little deep, so I'm gonna bring it down a little bit, okay? So that's what you wanna do when you're practicing serve, right? You wanna test out your power and your spin, so then in matches, you can't be thinking about that, right? That's another thing. When you step on the court to play a match, I don't want you thinking about your technique or, you know, your actual swing or how you're swinging the ball. No, when you're there, you just pick a spot and then you go for it, okay? A lot of players, you know, when they start playing pickleball, they have all these, you know, techniques and the coaches are telling them do this, do that. But when you're actually playing a match, you cannot be thinking about your hand, your 45 degrees, your leg. No, out there you have to get enough reps so when you're playing, you're ready to go and you're ready to serve your beat. So again, here, close stand, and from here, you gotta remember, the hip is what is making the power, okay? So from here, you're gonna push in like a diagonal position, okay? I'm not going up, I'm not going forward, okay? If you're going just forward, you're not getting enough spin. I wanna go 45 degrees, right? So here, right? If you see all the best servers, you know, Pickleball, James Ignato, Ben Jones, are all doing this. They're attacking the ball in a 45-degree angle. Guys, don't forget to subscribe to Pickleball Playbook for weekly uploads to help improve your game. Let's go.
Right, now I'm gonna be breaking down Federico's serve from a coach's perspective. So specifically, we're gonna be talking about the specific grip that he holds on his paddle. He holds it a little bit different than the vast majority of other players. And then I'm gonna build upon what he said with those specific tips, which are insane tips, by the way, such as utilizing your hip and what angle you wanna be hitting the ball on. So first and foremost, let's talk about the specific grip that Federico uses, and that grip is what's known as an Eastern forehand grip. What he does that's different than everybody else is he actually has a pointer finger up on the paddle. Whenever you put your finger up on the paddle, you're gonna have more stability and you're gonna have more control. So by doing this, it tells your mind subconsciously where your paddle is at in space, and you'll have a way higher chance of hitting the sweet spot. Doesn't mean that you have to do this, but if you do this, it does increase that statistically. You'll be able to hit the sweet spot more often. So with an Eastern forehand grip, what that looks like is if I put my paddle onto its butt cap just like this, it has 8 specific bevels all the way along here. So bevel 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way around, and this one is number 8. On bevel number 1 right here is where you want to align the inside of your index knuckle, okay, right here, and the bottom of your palm pad, as if you were to draw a line from there to there. So then I align that specifically on that bevel. Index knuckle right there, bottom of my palm right here. Now that that's aligned, I have that trigger finger up there for more stability and control, knowing where my paddle is at in space. So that's the specific grip that he is using. And notice how when he does his serve motion, it's an extremely fast motion. He's not letting gravity take his paddle down and then swinging outwards and upwards. Everything, as soon as he's here, he's going. So it's as if you're on a roller coaster and you're going down the roller coaster and then you're shooting off the roller coaster. And something that Fed mentioned that I thought was probably the most interesting aspect to his serve is the angle at which he is hitting his serve. His main focus, first of all, like he said, is to get topspin on the ball, but his angle is going to be a 45-degree angle. So for vertical here, this is going to be a 90-degree angle. We obviously don't want to have this with our serve because then we have nothing but spin and we have 0 power. And if we're down here and we're just pushing out through our shot and we're finishing somewhere over here, we're at that 0-degree angle. So he suggests going 45, right in between that 0 and 90, and that's going to allow you to be able to create enough spin to bring the ball back down. And spin is so important because it makes the ball kick at our opponents. Whenever the ball kicks at our opponents, they have a harder time coming in to the net. So just an absolute golden nugget that he's given us. But that's something to focus on when you're doing this serve motion. Make sure that you're coming outwards and upwards. That's gonna give you that 45-degree angle so you can create enough topspin. The other thing that he mentioned is the specific height above the net that you wanna hit to, that you can get away with, where you can still hit your serve in consistently. So your goal is gonna be to get that serve within the back 2 feet of the baseline. So if you can do that consistently by hitting 4 feet above the net, then you want to continue hitting that 4 feet above the net. So he mentions how height will automatically get you that depth. And that's a fantastic tip to utilize, especially as you're practicing your serves. Figure out what specific height you need to hit where you can hit your serve at 80, 85% and be consistently getting it in because your topspin's bringing it down. Obviously, if you go, 5 feet, you'll realize, oh, that's 2 feet long. So now I need to go lower. You'll be able to figure out the specific height for you because everybody's swing path is going to be slightly different. Everybody's ability to create more spin is going to be slightly different. As we're breaking down Federico's serve today, something that I have found that has really helped to improve all aspects of my game is drilling, and specifically drilling with the correct drills in the correct way. That's actually why I created the website pbdrills.com. It has tons of different drills taught by professional pickleball players that help you to be able to improve all aspects of your game. From what I've personally found, nothing is going to improve your game faster than getting out and getting reps in. And specifically getting the correct reps in, because you can go do the wrong reps, right, with the incorrect technique, and it's not gonna do you much good. Yes, you're gonna improve a little bit, but you're never gonna be able to take your game to the next level unless you're doing it the correct way and with the correct insights. And so that's why I created pbdrills.com. It gives you access to hundreds of different drills taught by professional pickleball players. They'll give you insights into what's going on in their mind as they're hitting specific shots, and they'll give you exclusive drills to be able to practice what they preach. So if that sounds like you, go to pbdrills.com and start your 7-day free trial. It's absolutely risk-free. You can cancel anytime, no questions asked. Check it out, you're gonna absolutely love it. Let's head back to Federico. Okay, now let's go over his actual motion and him utilizing that hip, which he talked about. We don't wanna be standing up through the shot, and we don't wanna be standing forward through the shot. We wanna be standing at that 45-degree angle. So outward and upward as we hit into the shot. Specifically, he has this closed stance, and something that he didn't mention is he's actually pointing this toe towards the outside net post. So if you're righty like me, it's gonna be your left toe is gonna be pointing towards the right net post at all times. If I'm serving on this side, I'm still pointing towards that right net post. That's gonna help me be able to get that ball cross court. If I'm on the left side, pointing towards that right net post, and it changes the angle of my foot where it's more aggressive, pointing here, it's more on this angle. When I'm over here, it's more on this angle. And that helps me to be able to get the ball in that specific direction. So when you're hitting with closed stance, make sure that that toe is pointing towards that net post. First and foremost, he's here, he taps his paddle. So something that's really interesting is prior to him actually hitting the ball, he's hitting the sweet spot with the ball on his paddle. This is one of those things that's sending that subconscious message to hit the sweet spot. It's gonna help him to be more accurate, not only at hitting the sweet spot when he makes contact, but hitting the specific spot on the court that he wants to. So this can be an awesome thing to do as a ritual prior. You can also bounce it on your sweet spot, or you could bounce it on the ground prior to hitting the ball. Just gives you that nice feel. So there's a little pro tip for you. That's something that he's doing. He probably doesn't even realize that he does it. It's probably something that he learned a long time ago, and now it's just part of his ritual that he does, but it really does help. So he's in this position, and right here is where his motion starts. A lot of players will bring their paddle up, stop, relax, and come down. He is full force from this position. So from right here, he's gonna draw a C motion. So if I'm facing towards you guys, if I was serving in this direction, he's drawing a C motion, and then he's coming out on that 45-degree angle through the shot. He's finishing into the court. He talks about the most important thing is utilizing that inside hip as you stand through the shot on that 45-degree angle. So I'm here, my motion starts here, and then I'm standing into the court. And notice how I finish into the court with my dominant leg. So we're doing the same exact thing, finishing into the court with our dominant leg and really utilizing that hip to come through the shot. So that hip needs to be crossing this line as we make contact with the shot. That's gonna help us to be able to really crack into that ball. The last thing that he mentioned that was just super insightful and helpful is that he utilizes his hand to create power. So power is generated from the bottom of our bodies, from our legs, all the way up to the top. So we're creating that power by first being bent as we come through the shot, but he talks about creating specific power through the hand. And what he's talking about is what's called a windshield wiper. So we're creating spin and power, tip of paddle down at contact, and then we roll over the backside of the ball as we make contact and step into the court. This is where he's saying he's generating all that power from by making this motion extremely fast as he comes through the shot. So remember, the power is starting at the legs, coming through that back hip into the court as we make contact with the ball. We're creating that C motion or a Nike swoosh motion, and his motion starts right from the get-go. He's slowly getting faster as he comes through rather than starting up here and ending his motion. So this can help you to get more power on your serve by just basically starting from right here rather than from back here, or like how you see with so many beginners, they'll start from down here and hit just straight up from there. You're not gonna have as much power from doing that. So having this roller coaster C Nike swoosh motion will help you to be able to create more power as you come up through the ball. And then remember, even more power and spin can be created from doing that windshield wiper motion as fast as possible. So now let's hit some. I'm gonna show you guys the motion a little bit more. He's stepping in here, he taps his paddle, and he starts that motion here. And I think what's interesting is that he talked about getting low, coming from a low vantage point. But remember, we're still coming up off of that ramp. I want to kind of picture like you're shooting off of a ramp with your hand and then doing that really fast flick motion. You're going to hit really powerful serves from doing this. Big thanks to Federico for coming on the channel. I hope you guys enjoy this kind of content. This content costs a lot of money to get pros actually on the channel. So I thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for watching the video. And if you want to continue improving your pickleball game, you know exactly where to go. pbdrills.com. That will give you access to hundreds of different drills taught by the pros. The best part about it, new drills are constantly being uploaded into the program to help you improve your game faster than you ever thought possible. Other than that, be sure to subscribe. And if you want to learn how to hit every single third shot drop in pickleball, Ryan Fu taught us last week. You can watch that video by clicking right here, and I will see you over there.